Hey, what's up, everybody? This is DJ Keo, and today we're going to talk about a petition from UK DJs and performers about getting funding from the government. I think one of the things that has been a criminally underlooked issue during the last couple years has been nightlife and entertainment. I think a lot of people probably assumed entertainment is okay. They can survive a couple months sitting on their hands, but no, no, you can't. These are industries that are just completely ravaged. I've made, I guess, 4 videos like trying to ring the alarm bell about this, and it's not just DJs, but there's an entire industry surrounded from nightlife, bartenders, servers, clubs, venues for singers, talent, you name it. I was just talking to my friend about this. So we have little stores that people come to play games, karaoke. Like there's so many industries that are going to be decimated or completely destroyed in the next couple of years if there is no support for them. And there is no support. Uh, People look at this kind of thing as it's not essential, but I beg to differ. This is the lifeblood of your city. The entertainment scene in your city is a reason why most people go to the city. Think about nightlife in New York or Chicago or Toronto, California, LA, Vegas. Like nightlife is a driving force for why people either move to a city or visit a city. So we're talking tourists, we're talking entertainment from parties to bar, like you name it. It's a huge chunk of the economy and nobody cares about it for some reason. It blows my mind. As important as it is to have airlines and you know, you know, whatever else, like just big industries that are suffering right now, cruise ships, you name it, whatever. Nightlife accounts for a good chunk of income for any city, any major city, a good chunk of income for people, the residents that live in the city or come to the city is generated from nightlife, whether it's restaurants or whatever. But they do these things in the evening, and I I just honestly believe that it is criminally underreported what's going on. So I'll get back into the story. So a bunch of DJs were up to, I think it's like 70 something thousand signatures of like just asking the UK government to at least acknowledge that this is a problem, a potential problem. We're at this point where entertainment and creativity is just getting murdered right now. I guess murdered is the wrong term. They're getting decimated. Decimated is a cleaner term for the YouTube algorithm. They're getting decimated, and nobody's talking about this. And thing is, though, when you think about how much money comes to a city for a festival, say a concert like Coachella or whatever, like just money that comes to the general area because this thing exists. In Toronto, you have Caravana. Millions of dollars come into the city for this one festival. And this festival is built on, a parade, but a good chunk of the after the parade is the nightlife. And, it's the same thing for, major bars and all these every major city, whether it's Dallas, you know, Fort Lauderdale, like Miami, whatever, every major city. Well, I guess you can't use Florida because Florida opened up, but like it is a factor, and I'm gonna keep making videos. Like even if it only gets 2 views, and I'm not really in it for the views like that, but like I feel like this is one of those things that is criminally underreported. There is no talk about it, and I'm not certain we need a bailout or whatever. And the other thing is that I don't know. how you can open up clubs safely, but we need to have a talk about how to do that. At least we have to be like, because the thing is though, all of these cities and the mayors and the governors and prime ministers, whatever, like everybody across the board, they're like, yeah, yeah, shut down this stuff and they can tough it out. They cannot tough it out. We're talking about an industry where, bartenders, they get their minimum wage for the bar, but they're really surviving off of tips, off of a job that you can't do anymore. I just went to a wedding today, and well, I'm changing my clothes to shoot this video so I can do two videos at once. But I just came from a wedding, and there was no bartender. So basically, the servers who came to the table, we gave them some money at our table, but if you can't go to the bartender and there's no way to get tips, so like you're thinking about at a wedding, bartenders can clear a couple $100, maybe $1,000 off of tips alone, depending on how big the wedding is. At this wedding, this bartender got nothing, nothing. And I'm a firm believer that you need to take care of service staff. Like I'm a firm believer, and it's because of me working in clubs and bars and stuff like that. And I'm friends with bartenders. I'm friends with servers, and I understand what goes into their job. But this is it is bad that so few people are actually thinking about this area of the economy. And I, I'm gonna have to look up the numbers. I'll probably, if I can find the numbers before I edit this video, I'll probably put up the screen. But it's a huge chunk of the economy for a city. It's a huge nightlife is a huge chunk. So if a restaurant can only have 10 people in there and they're used to serving 300 people a day, that's a problem. It's a huge problem. If a club that can clear, $30,000 on a good night is making no dollars on a good night because they have to shut down because not enough people are allowed to be in this building at one time. I'm from the standpoint, and I got into an argument with my friend about this today. She believes, and she is a bartender, and she's worked her way up to a general manager at restaurants and stuff like that. So she's manager. She understands the business, but she doesn't believe that we should open up right now because the risk is too high. And my standpoint is, yes, the risk is high, but the big thing is not going away. We're gonna have to live with it. So we need to find a way to live with it better than we're doing. Basically, right now, all the major cities around metropolitan cities in North America are basically just saying nothing until we get a vaccine or a cure, which is unrealistic. Every metric that I believe, in my personal opinion, I believe that's unrealistic. It needs to be addressed. Like this is a thing that is a huge chunk of your economy, and nobody's talking about it. And people are acting like, well, all of these people, well, they can just go on unemployment or accept this thing here when they don't want to. We've gone to this weird place. I don't want to get into politics and stuff like that. Let me just stop right there. I'm just keep it flat down the line. This is what's happening. So petition is gaining steam, and I'm for people talking about this. We need more dialogue for things like this, these kind of issues. We need more dialogue, not less. And if we can come up with a solution that, you know, satisfies people, and we're looking at a younger crowd who's honestly, most clubs have people in their 20s, early 30s if you're lucky. So majority of these people, they have a higher recovery rate and less chance of any kind of issues or complications. And I we have to put the we have to point out the elephant in the room here. There's parties and clubs underground that are doing this stuff anyway. So everywhere, every city you can think of. there's parties and underground clubs going on everywhere. I don't want to air this out, but I was talking to my brother-in-law, and he's in Georgia, and he was like, "Yo," he's like, "Keo, man, there's clubs going on, and there's like 500 people somewhere in a warehouse under the cover, and people are sneaking into this thing, and you can't get into it unless you know somebody who knows somebody, and they're just like, screw it, we want to party." And so, how is this any better than what's going on right now? Because you're not going to stop the parties. So we need to come up with a solution where everybody's happy, everybody's safe, and people can work. Because sitting on your hands not working is not a solution long term on any level. And it doesn't seem to me like people they haven't concerned themselves with this part of the economy. And this is my 2 cents. I'm gonna get off my high horse here. uh let me know if you want me to talk more about these things, because there's a lot of stuff going on just based on what's happening right now. And we're it's a huge problem. We're in a service industry, and we're not allowed to serve. So we have to talk about this. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Do you appreciate the petition? There's big hitters. Carl Cox was just talking about this on Instagram. So the petition was launched by Jasper Levine. Sorry, I'm reading my tablet here. And they want to extend funding to nightclubs, dance and music events, festivals out of the support package from the government. And so far, we're getting crickets. I think, and I don't know if you can save everybody or bailout's the answer. Realistically, I don't think the bailout's probably the answer. Probably the most logical thing is to let people work, and let them take the risk if they want to. I have my beefs about this. I am not a truther for this type of thing. I definitely 110% believe it's real. I know people who had it and they said it's not pleasant, but they recovered. So I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor, and this is a touchy subject for the internet, and we can't really talk about it. So, you guys, let me know what you guys think about this. Leave a comment below. Please like and subscribe, and peace out.